The city's main advocacy organization for the homeless is facing a funding crisis. We're talking about Journey Home. Earlier this month, the city voted to defer receipt of federal funding for the organization. That eventually was overturned. The money went through. But now we hear the city plans to review its $250,000 per year funding for Journey Home. But the organization says it will continue regardless of what the city decides.
Obviously, if the city decides to de-invest in the community organization's work to address homelessness, that's absolutely going to be their decision. I think contextually, it's important to recognize, we receive a $250,000 a year grant, which in the city's operating budget represents, 1/10 of 1%. Commitment. Our organization's work would still continue. And there's been a lot of rhetoric to suggest that the end of the MOU with the city or the city's review of the work of Journey Home over the last few years, it'll take place next year, could result in the closing down of our organization, and that simply isn't the case. We would look to replace the funding that was provided, but really the Journey Home Society was set up as a separately incorporated entity for this very reason. It was the key recommendation that came out of the strategy 4 years ago, was it needs to be a standalone organization so that the work continues and it isn't beholden to change of local government.
Still, the city's funding of Journey Home appears to be at risk.
Too early to say. We need to have a discussion about it. We need to weigh the pros and cons. But like any business, any organization, any charitable society, you have to move with the demands, the times. You have to pivot with what is required. I think we need to look deeper into this and see how we can change it. Does this business model still work today?
So some people were looking at it like the city was going to end Journey Home, but you're saying the city can't do that.
No, they can't. And there's certainly the rhetoric and other media that's come out this week and interviews that have been done with the new mayor suggest that they believe that is the case. Absolutely. And for sure, we have to find replacement for the $250,000 grant that they provide that cover, some of our overhead costs and a couple of positions. But it's completely doable. And we have diverse funding complement from Spark BC, from our federal partners, and we're continuously looking for opportunities to seek new grants to support the work that happens in community, particularly raising funds for other organizations, which we've done a significant amount of over the last few years.
I think everybody sees Journey Home as laying out this important template, like where are we with homelessness and what is the path forward. But some might say that the usefulness has ended. Give us the argument as to why we need Journey Home to continue.
Absolutely. No community that's making any headways into addressing homelessness does it without a backbone organization, with a lot of support. We are involved in every aspect of the work, from advocating for more supportive housing to giving projections around the shelter needs and, developing in partnership with the complex care advocacy paper. We're currently doing a lot of work on behalf of the federal mandates around coordinating and prioritizing people experiencing homelessness in our community through a homeless information management system. We're also embarking on a huge labor market development project for the region to address the workforce challenges that continue to be prevalent. And our board, we're also developing a complex needs treatment center model that we're looking at sourcing through private sponsorship and development in partnership with the private sector and our board in recognizing that there's gaps that won't be met by Interior Health Services.
Would you say that if the city is on a path to pulling your funding, are they making a mistake?
I believe so. In any community, as I say, where homelessness is making progress, it's invested by the municipality. And I think the city's always wrestled with whether or not they feel that their role is to work towards homelessness. That's been apparent in previous council meetings. And certainly they can make that choice. It'd be unfortunate when the city speaks to that being the number one priority issue, social issue in our community. But ultimately, it's their choice.
All right. Well, thanks for your time today and good luck.
Thank you, Kent.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.